There is talk of a Lingerie Bowl championship in Chicago, leading the way to an impressive undefeated season. The Bliss offense is complemented by a consistent defense that creates turnovers. That defense will be tested tonight when the league's most explosive offensive weapon, Philly running back Tyra Lusby. And you know the best offense is a great defense, and the Passion have a pair of studs, linebacker Donna Ferry and cornerback Jamie Dimon. Get your popcorn ready for this Eastern Conference playoff bash.
Let's go. This is the place and the time to decide in your mind if you got what it takes for the shine. Yo, don't be wasting the time. Yo, get erased from the line. Yo, lights and the cameras are flashing, fans on their feet, and it's time for some action. Thunder and lightning, they fighting and clashing. High speed chase, race and keep smashing. L, this is Friday Night Football.
Welcome to a cold and very snowy Chicago. It was tough getting here, but we've got a lot of fans who have made it to the Sears Center tonight for LFL Friday Night Football. Let's take a look at our standings, and Sean, it's easy. Chicago wins, and they win the East. Philadelphia has got to win.
In my opinion, Chicago's the best team in the East. Philadelphia better be physical if they want to have any chance in this game.
We'll come back. Keys to the game kickoff coming up next. Welcome back to Chicago, along with Sean Salisbury. I'm Tom Dork. Glad to be with you tonight. Let's take a quick look at our keys to the game. And let's start out, Sean, with Tyra Lusby and the Triangle of Doom. The league's most explosive weapon, Tyra Lusby, will face off against the league's best interior defense, Chicago's defensive ends Lee Lavalette, as well as that middle linebacker Brooke Finnegan.
If Philadelphia is going to win, they got to get Lusby the football. Look for her to on the outside with the run and catching the ball out of the backfield against that defense.
Well, Chicago's offense is thunder and lightning on the ground game. Best in the LFL, Tasha the Tank Pryor and Saran Dunmore. And quarterback Carter Biano can be a threat. She can run the ball very well.
And coming off a concussion, I think Carter Biano can be big in this game with play action fake. I think you're going to see her throw the ball effectively.
And the wild card. Two impact players tonight. Be perhaps the most underrated back in the league with Philly's Tabby Haskins. Also a weapon in key short yardage situations. Chicago's got one of the best possession receivers in Deborah Pohl.
Carter Biano will be looking for her. Deborah Pohl is like Wes Welker, the NFL. Gets open, you throw it anywhere near her in the neighborhood, she's going to make a play.
All right, we are ready for kickoff here. Got a great crowd on hand. They are excited and ready for LFL. And here is the kick. It's a low bouncer. Dunmore takes it about the 12, circles back along the left side, makes a nice cut. Gets across the 15, out to about the 18, and that's where Chicago will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line, and the Bliss, a team looking for that win. They want to go undefeated. Ellie Cartabiano is the one that makes it happen. Tasha the Tank Pryor, a terrific running back with all kinds of power. Cartabiano can run it and can throw it, and when she throws, she'll look for Deborah Poles and Kat Johns. Those two can really catch the football and make things happen. First play, we got motion going to the left side. That's Kat Johns. Here's a pitch. Goes back to Poles. She comes around the left side. She's at the 20, near midfield, and she gets hit hard and gets it out to about the 22 or 23-yard line of Philadelphia.
I love the call early. They think Philadelphia is going to be aggressive on defense, and when you have an overly aggressive team, you come out with the reverse right off. Normally, you usually set that play up,
right,
but they obviously saw something on film, come out with the reverse, and there's Deborah Poles, who will be a big factor in this game because she can do it all. Already have a timeout on the field.
Yeah.
Philadelphia doesn't like it from the get-go, huh, Tommy?
They want to talk it over. This is it's interesting. The two coaches bring their teams in. They'll come right back out. But I think, and you look at right here, the defensive front. Tabby Haskins and Donna Ferry are outstanding. Lauren LaBelle, a good linebacker, but those front two can flat play. And then here comes Chicago. Quick pitch along the right side. There's Kat Johns. Gets it to about the 18-yard line.
One of the things that's been missing from Philadelphia, even though they're in this playoff hunt and they got a great chance, is a little bit more passion on defense for me, Tom. Because you're going to have to play that way today. You can't fake it in a game like this,
right,
because we've seen Chicago, they will knock you in the mouth.
There's a fumbled snap. The ball is still loose. And I think Cartabiano finally, or Kat Johns, one of the two, came up with that. Boy, that's dangerous. Nobody looking. And you can see them talking it over.
Sloppy start. other than the reverse sloppy start for both teams. Chicago, like I said, Tommy, we've seen them, and they're usually a very efficient football team, well coached, and they're going to line up. And you know what? Cartabiano's going to have to be big with their feet and her arm in this football game, the quarterback.
It goes right to Johns, and she's looking, pass, throws, and it's caught. Look at this nice catch. 15 down to about the 8-yard line. That's Poles with the catch and the run.
Little lined up in a normal formation, but kind of wildcat. Let Poles throw the football, Poles catch the ball down the field, and that is what we talked about in the open, talking about Wes Welker type. She is always open, and a non-quarterback throwing the football for a huge play for Chicago.
Great hands, got a chance to be a great possession receiver here in this league. Cartabiano fakes the handoff. Look at this, oh, nice fake, brings it into the 5, and she's in, touchdown.
Tommy, you mentioned that she's got great feet. I mean, coming off a concussion, you wondered how aggressive she'd be.
Right.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about that the rest of this game, but Philadelphia, the passion do. Great job on the option. This is how you run it. Whether you're at Oklahoma or Texas, you come down the line, and if they don't hit the pitch person, guess what? You keep it. Great job here. Look at the replay. Doesn't even have to ball fake it. Nice job of holding on to it and getting into the end zone. No wasted motion. Wasn't running east and west, north and south. Cartabiano in her concussion, I think, we're healed just fine.
Yeah, I think you can safely say that. Now Chicago's going to go
Chicago
for 2, not for 1.
Chicago has elected to go for a 2-point try from the
Who you will see
5-yard
all
line.
night on the other side of the ball,
both sides,
catching it
yeah.
and running it, because if Philadelphia now is going to stay in this game, they can't get out of a game plan, and Lusby's got to be their game plan.
Chicago going for 2, and it looks like there's a little confusion in the Chicago setup.
When in doubt, give it to one of those good running backs.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, Tasha the Tank, there she is. Here comes the Tank around the left side. Ooh, hard hit. And she didn't quite get in. Good job by that Philadelphia defensive backfield. We talked about them earlier. They are terrific. It's a great job as they stop her. Timeout. We'll be right back.
This is Friday Night Football.
And first down for Philadelphia now as they've got to come back down 6-0. Danico, their quarterback, is one that manages the game very well. Tabby Haskins and Kang, those are great players. Kang is terrific. And then LaBelle, Perry, but Lusby in the bottom left-hand corner is all LFL. And Heather Perez is a receiver and a running back. She can flat play. She will gain yardage.
You like the fantasy side of it. Lusby gives it to you when I'm talking about on the field. She's on your all-fantasy team and will touch it. And again, a lot of confusion. We've had 2 timeouts called now in each team with the series, Chicago and Philadelphia.
We'll be right back.
This is Friday Night Football.
There's Chicago's defense. There's the triangle of doom. Lee, Lavalette, and Finicky. You get in there and you are in trouble. Those 3 are awfully tough. Chicago's got a weakness. It might be in their defensive backfield. Here's the snap, quick throw. There's Lusby. Oh, just missed that tackle, but slowed her down. Now Lusby trying to gain ground, and look at this. Look at Chicago gang tackle.
And Tom, you hit it perfect. You're not going to tackle Lusby with an upper body tackle or an arm tackle, as we saw in the very first part of that.
Did you see her? No, stop it. It's not worth it. Not worth it.
There's wired up with Danielle Monet trying to tell him, relax, just let it go.
What I was going to say, Tom, is you can't tackle Lusby. If you're going to be around her, you got to do what just you said.
It's not
5,
one-on-one,
6 people.
yeah.
That's exactly right.
She lost 1 on that play, 2nd and 11. Danico has motion. That's Lusby. Here she comes around the left side. Great blocking. Got a seal block. She's out across the 20. That's a gain of about 9. Let's make it 3rd and about 2 now.
I assure you there's going to be a lot of talking in this game. There's going to be Chicago likes to talk. They know they're good, but they also walk it. But there you see the defense.
Just what we were talking
Monet
about.
at corner, yep.
Vandersilk and catch-ons are really solid. Danielle Monet, Deborah Poles, they can play. But if there's a place that you might attack Chicago, that might be where you'd look to
If
attack.
there's a weakness on that team, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
But you've got to have the big play. But count how many touches Lusby gets in this game. Only way the passion are going to stay in it.
Now Haskins back there. and it's a give to Haskins, a little delay. Here she comes. Look at her motor through. She's across the 20, inside the 15, and got punished a little bit by Cat Johns after that. But that's a big game by Haskins.
If you've seen any of the Lingerie Football League throughout the season, you realize that these just aren't pretty faces. These girls got substance and know how to play. You see how hard they hit in there. Like I said, they'll come out with bloody noses and black eyes and getting after it. Matter of fact, they wear far less padding than the fellas do, and they get after it and want to hit you just as hard. But you got to tackle low because these girls can bring it.
Perez, one you'd look for normally in a short yardage situation there in the middle of the field. Here's a give. Perez around the right side. She gets inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Heather Perez, a wide receiver from Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland.
You know, you always look at when you're watching offenses or defenses, you say, okay, what works? And I've seen coordinators in the past or coaches, you know, you'll run the ball 2 or 3 times in a row, and it'll work, and you can stay away from it. It's apparent that Philadelphia says we can run the ball and attack the outside perimeter, and that's what they're doing right now, getting it up the field against Chicago's defense.
Danico pitches. This is Diamond, Jamie Diamond inside the 5. What a tough tackle. Down to the 3-yard line. Great tackle there. Open field by Deborah Pohl. She read that well. Well, look at this hit, Sean.
Nice job of sifting through it. A nice job in missing the block on Philadelphia's side. And she goes high with the tackle, but look how she wraps up. You can't just go in with one arm. Wraps up, brings it to the ground, and gives your team a chance. And this is where, if you see these the markers on the field now, Tommy, get into the rules. You got to run outside those markers now when you're inside the zone. When they put those down or not, it's a 5-yard penalty. So those little bean bags, you got to run outside it, which is okay because, as we see here, Philadelphia's strength is running outside it.
Flag on the field. Flag. Hold it. Hold the phone.
Green number 8. I mean, she horse collared her.
Tom, when you're on the road, it's obviously offensive holding. You cannot put yourself in a position like that. Chicago's going to score a lot of points. Always do, and they'll control the clock with that run game. And you've got a chance to do it. I know when you run outside, a lot of times what happens and you go to the perimeter, guys want to grab or gals want to grab so they can't get outside. And so what happens there? You hold. Now you back yourself up and put yourself in a position where you have to be efficient, put yourself in short yardage situations.
And again, I'd look for Haskins here. And that's where they're going. Haskins comes along the left side, gets hit, and what a finish tackle there. Oh, that was a serious finish tackle. Cat Johns finished that off. Oh, what a shot.
I love it. And there's some highlights of some of the hits we'll see in this league. Boy, Chicago's defense is physical and can bring it. That's the one thing we'll always say about either side of the ball. Chicago's going to come physical. Because we don't have to say punt and kicking because we don't do that in this game. No extra points, no field goals, and no punting in this game. You go for it, and you make sure it happens. And Chicago's defense trying to stand up here on 2nd down and goal, trying to keep Philadelphia out of the end zone.
Second and goal, Danico back in the shotgun. Pitches right side, that's Lusby. She's got it. Evades 1, 2. Look at her bounce into the end zone. Touchdown.
And there's exactly why we call her the most explosive player in the league. That's that little smoke screen where you get it out there in a hurry, a little banged up, and that is not what Philadelphia needs. But I have a hunch the toughness, maybe a little wardrobe malfunction, but she's going to be okay. Maybe a little wind knocked out of her. But have a look at this. Try to tackle. Nice job by Monet. Couldn't finish. And there's 3 people she's running through to get in the end zone. That is Philadelphia's chance right there to win this thing. And now, Tommy, with the rules, if you're on the 2-yard line, it's 1 point. Move back to the 5. It's a 2-pointer they're going for right now.
Here's the give. She comes along the left side. Oh, what a stop. That Chicago triangle of doom. You get in there, and they are going to eat your lunch.
First mistake you make against Chicago is trying to run inside of the interior. They've had success pounding the outside lanes. You even saw the smoke screen outside. You want to keep it as far away from that triangle of doom as you can.
This is Friday Night Football.
Welcome back, 6-6 with 9:13 left, and Chicago, who loves that no huddle. Here it is, quick little give. Cardabiano with a keeper across the 20 out to the 25. She takes her time, and she is into Philadelphia territory. Nothing fancy, Sean. She's just running the football where it's open.
Doing a good job and a little window dressing with the reverse option. She's playing with more confidence than I've seen her play all year. Like we mentioned, her coming off a concussion, but Tommy, her mind seems right today because she's making all the right decisions.
So Chicago with a first down in Philly territory. And this is a give to Nikki Lee, Showtime Lee. And it looks like Philly read this pretty well. They aren't going to get her a couple yards.
And off the number 30,
be a gain of 3 or something.
Remember those Johnny Rogers, Nebraska, Oklahoma games?
Oh, sure.
That's that
yeah.
inside handoff to number 20, Johnny Rogers. The result may be a little different for Nebraska and Chicago, but I like the idea. 2 different play calls to start the series.
Just give you a little bit of a different look. Good point. Here's Tasha, the tank Pryor. Look at her go. Look at the tank. Inside the 10, down to about the 8.
How do we not get, there you go. I said, how do you not get holding? You're going to see one of the outside receivers get their arm around.
Chicago, number 16, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
You'll see just what you're talking about.
Right here, watch this now. Coming down, tackles, makes a great tackle. Great tackle, but those officials are looking for that. Nice play call, but you got to stay away from penalties. But if you're at home, a little bit better advantage for you. But
here, Saran Dunmore is now in. Cardabiano fades back. Now it's a pitch ahead. Here's Dunmore. She's across the 20 to the 15 to the 10, inside about the 8. But I think we saw another flag come down, and we did.
It's going to be holding on the offense again, grabbing somebody down the field. Receivers trying to make a play.
Holding, Chicago, number 13, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Hey, we get a chance. Let's take a look at Saran Dunmore in action. One of the quickest running backs in the league. Explosive initial burst, great to the outside, extremely difficult to tackle. She is a star in this league.
Sets up blockers, a great patient runner. She's what we call a home run hitter. She could take it to the house anytime she touches a football.
Little pitch goes to the right side. Here's Dunmore to the 25. Look out, 15-10, great block. She takes it to the house, touchdown, Chicago Bliss.
It's nice when everything looks to perfection. Nice celebration by Saran. Great block down the field with no holding. Talk about the patience. She sets up her blockers. Maybe the most patient runner in the league who can take the distance.
A great job by those blocking downfield backs. They really did a job, and Dunmore is so quick. Is Chicago now going to go for 2, and there's some confusion, and finally I think we've got a timeout. Yep, timeout. Chicago go for 2 when we come back. 7:21 left in the first. 12-6, Bliss in the lead.
This is Friday Night Football.
Here comes Chicago. They'll go for 2, 12-6. Trying to make it 14-6. Quick pitch, and I like this. I really do. You don't wait for that defense to get set. If you're ready to go, play, but the officials
Who does that in
it.
the NFL better than anybody? 18, Peyton Manning. That no-huddle offense confused him, and you snap that ball to get the penalty. Here we go with the toss again. Looks like it's Dunmore one more time.
And she's not going to quite get there. Tabby Haskins with the stop. So again, that 2-point conversion that's been so difficult in this league remains difficult.
Yep, get it on the 5-yard line for 2 points. And that's what they want, because Chicago believes so much in their run game and their offense. They'll put it back there as often as they can. And cameraman, be careful. You're going to get yourself hurt with those gals coming over there to knock you around.
Yeah, if you're a guy and you think, oh, I could do it.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, the tank's called the tank for a reason.
All right, now Philly's got to answer. 7:12 left, 12-6 Chicago. Great crowd, and they're having a ball here at the Sears Center.
Unbelievable crowd.
Yeah.
Snowing outside,
Oh, what a-
miserable.
Oh.
Hey, if the snow's not outside, there's probably standing room only here tonight.
You could be right. I got here, and there were guys doing a little scalping of some tickets. Here's a give. Coming back to the left side, and a nice job. Danielle Monet with the stop there.
Jamie Diamond. Ball stays in the backfield.
Monet, let's get a listen quick here.
job by Monet to keep outside contain.
Right, exactly.
Force the runner Lusby back into trouble. And guess what? You're there to make a tackle. Good job.
Danico fades back, looks, finds Perez. She's in Chicago territory at about the 23. She stopped right there, but that's a very nice pass and catch.
And Danico's strength is not throwing the ball deep down the field, Tommy. It's that, that
dink and
under,
dunk,
yes,
exactly.
underneath, and then mix Lusby in and get Lusby involved. And in this league, if the print artists are out there, you could have a tattoo artist could have a field day in this league. You got to measure it. The ink's everywhere. Great job by Danico making that pass so they don't become one-dimensional. Chicago's been doing that on the other side of the ball.
Give back. Haskins, look at her just motor forward. She's inside the 15, down to about the 12, and Chicago gang tackles right there.
It's interesting watching this run game. I mean, a plotter. Doesn't look like they're gaining any yards, but Haskins goes long strider, 2 steps, and she's got 7 yards, Tommy. So, and if you're going to hit her tall, the one thing I like about her and about Lusby is they seem to fall forward when they get hit. You're not pushing them back, other than when Chicago had that goal line stand early in the first 2 plays of the last series.
Nice try by Philly. It's a first down. Danico lost it. Lusby picks it up, and I think there was some confusion there because Lusby wasn't ready to run, or so it seemed.
Just came out of her hand. Ball came out of her hand. Quarterbacks at home, male, female, I don't care. You saw Danico just hold it with one hand. You must hold it with 2 hands until it's time to hand the football off. Laid it on the ground, ball slipped out. You know it's going to be slick or wet because of the sweat that's going on. And down here in the red zone, Tom, you cannot afford to do that.
Can't let that ball go.
Step up!
Absolutely. Danico fades back, looking pass again, looking for Perez. Nice catch down at the 10-yard line.
Now, Danico's not exactly your textbook videotape. Here's how to do it.
Right.
But we see her throw 2 times, you're doggone right. And she's very, very good at that intermediate to short stuff. She doesn't, her drop back isn't picture perfect. We've seen some quarterbacks in this league that look so good doing it. But I'm a results guy, Tommy. I want results. And tonight, Danico's thrown twice and is keeping the defense off her and completed 2 of them. Nice job.
And you open it up for Lusby.
Absolutely.
And you create those openings. That's a big key. Danico with a pitch. That's Haskins. She's going to get down near the 5. Let's mark her down at the 6. Gain of about 3 yards.
Guys, there's a theme going on here. When you run the ball in tight against this triangle of doom, you're not going to get much. I mean, there's a couple positive yards in the red zone, but they're having better luck at either hesitation with the toss outside or throwing the ball outside and maybe a little bit of inside stuff throwing the football. But running the ball inside, especially down here as you start to squeeze the field, Tom, is so difficult against Chicago because we know how good they are inside. I would think that if you're Philadelphia, you want to attack the outside, the hash marks right now.
Gabby Haskins lined up behind Danico. Danico looking, throws, and it is caught down near the goal line. She didn't get in, down to about the 3. It's going to be very close to a first down.
It was 4th and 4 going in. You got to make sure you get to the sticks, and if you have to get to the end zone, you make sure you get to the end zone. Nice job with an accurate throw. 3 for 3 for Danico now. Good tackles. And she's fitting it in there in a big-time crowd inside there. But man alive, you have to do everything you can to make sure you get to the sticks to give your team a chance.
Oh, yeah. And this is close. We're going to get a measurement. Wait for the chains to come out.
If it's 4 to 6 yards, catch it. And if you have to come back for the football, you still get the first down. Do not want.
Then you get 5 instead of 3.
That's exactly right. They're going to get it.
Oh, look at that by the nose of the football. First and goal. A group like the Triangle of Doom here from Chicago is so much fun to watch, aren't they?
Back in the days when you used to see the Doomsday defense in Dallas or the
Purple people, yeah, that's what I was thinking up in Minnesota.
Right. People here in Chicago know all about that time.
That
all too well at times, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, that 85 Bears team's pretty good defense. All right, first and goal. Give to Haskins. Comes around the right side. Gets stood up. And I don't think she got in, Sean.
She didn't get in. Nice job. But here, the first one stands her up, but look at all the help they got for Lusby. And they started inside but bounced where they're having some success. But a great job of gang tackling. And you mentioned on the first Philadelphia series, the got to get 5 or 6 bodies around her. And I would imagine you could do a lot worse than having Lusby touch this ball 4 times.
Exactly. You've got to go right back to her right here, you would think. 2nd and goal right on the goal line.
You got a clue.
Let's see. It is Lusby, and she's in for the touchdown.
I'm telling you now, Tommy, you're inside that 5 or 10 yard line. I'm not sure anybody else needs to touch it other than number 20. She brings a load, and with Pryor and Dunmore on the other side, and Lusby, you won't see 3 better backs in the league on one field at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Tabby Haskins can bring it in the inside as well, but yeah, you want to put it in your best player's hands.
No question. Now, this is a wise move by Philadelphia because are we going to stay in a low-scoring game here, 12-12? Chicago likes to score points. Instead of going for the 5-yard line, have some success, give the ball to Lusby, bounce it outside, put your ball in your best football player's chance and give you a chance to go up. This is for the 1-pointer now. It's at the 2-yard line. And I don't see Lusby in the game. That's like having Chris Johnson of Tennessee or Adrian Peterson out of the game, or in the national championship game when Reggie Bush was on the sideline and they stopped Lendell White.
2-minute timeout tied at 12. We'll try to get the extra point when we come back.
This is Friday Night Football.
2 minutes exactly left as Philly will go for the conversion here. And I'm with you.
17-minute running halves.
Right.
The clock stops, and it stops at the last 2 minutes of the half. You can't have your best football player on the sideline, and she still is. I don't understand why she's not lined up in the backfield. Maybe she banged up. Maybe Philadelphia knows something I don't.
Jamie Dimons is the one who is lined up back there. Dimons out of Trenton, New Jersey.
Good short yardage football player.
And here she comes around the outside trying to get in. Oh, how about a hold? No call. Did you see that?
Yes, Philadelphia holding her again. We saw Chicago get called for it twice, but it ain't cheating or hold if you get away with it.
That's right.
But a nice job by Philadelphia once again to run the ball outside. Now they put it in my face because Lusby wasn't on the field. They still got in. But I still like my chances with my best football player.
You still like going with the best. I don't think there's any question about it.
Are you shocked at all, Tom, by this lead? Chicago down at Philadelphia at home?
I think these are 2 really good teams. We've got a lot of football left. But, yeah, I think Philadelphia has answered the call very well so far.
I expect, and this is just me from watching these games, I fully expect down in Miami for Chicago to be playing on Sunday at this lingerie. I do. I think they're that good. Now, Philadelphia's still got something to prove, but they're coming on the road to prove it because they need this playoff-wise.
They have to win.
No question about it. And because Chicago is undefeated, Philly's got 1 loss on their schedule. This is a huge one to be able to go on the road and win. But this team in the orange is very, very difficult to beat, especially coming in their place with this huge crowd and the excitement. Folks, we don't need to sell you lingerie football league because these girls are doing a good job with themselves.
Now, Ellie Cardabiano has done a nice job so far running the football and making decisions, trying to see exactly what's open and not forcing anything.
Well, with 1:56 to go, we've seen one pass, which was the shovel pass, which is the only play which was a penalty. We haven't seen her throw the football yet, but she's been great with her feet.
Yeah, she has. And again, she sees the field very well. Let's see what Chicago does now. You'd think they'd like a nice long drive here to eat up a little bit of clock. Cardabiano gets a little motion. That's Kat Johns. Little fake. She's rolling back. She's looking long. Here's Johns open. Touchdown! Touchdown, Bliss, a 1-play drive.
Tom, what do we say in the open? Talking about keys that it could lead to great play action fake because of this run game for Chicago. Cardabiano, if we have an MVP at halftime, I know who it is right now.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Great job, play action, sells it and gets her eyes right up the field. No wasted motion. This girl has come so far this season, right in stride to Kat Johns. That's a very good combo. Cardabiano is playing great, efficient football. And once again, Chicago says the heck with it. We're going to the 5-yard line and going for 2. Man, am I impressed with number 4 tonight.
And she's got things going. She's organized everybody. Here's the give. The tank Pryor gets away from one, lowers the shoulder, and she's in. 2-point conversion is good.
Unless it's a 12-12 game and there's no time left, I always go for 2 if I'm Chicago. 2 for them is 1 for everybody else. I mean, they line up. They're so confident in their offense's ability to get in the end zone, whether it's in the open field or down there for the 2-point conversion. You just saw 2 great play calls. I love the rhythm Chicago's in. Cardabiano, I mean, she's running the ball, everything's in stride, and even when she's handing the ball off, she's carrying out her fakes.
And the thing now is that you and I have talked about is you've got to respect Dunmore
Yes.
and Tasha Pryor. You've got to respect that. But now Cartabiano has shown, oh, you want to play up?
Yep.
I'll go deep.
And you know
I have
what?
no problem with that.
Old Oakland Raiders philosophy. We're going to go deep on you. And now what happens? You back the corners off, and now you can pound the ball
everything's open.
outside.
Now I can
That's
do
exactly
anything I
right.
want to do.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel, Tommy. I haven't done it, but it seems easy. And Chicago makes it look easy on the
We may
offensive
need
side.
to get a barrel down in Miami.
I'm
see if
in,
we
my
can find
friend.
a
There'll be
couple.
plenty down there.
It's a Wildcat offense here. Lusby fades back. She's looking long. Now rolls out to the right side. She's going to tuck it and run. And Lusby with nowhere. What a great job. Chicago protected very well deep and then got pressure up front.
The great thing about this is you can use that doggone that sideline as your good friend. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
becomes an eighth man or an eighth female. Take it to the sideline and you just lay the forearm shiver, and there you saw. And it isn't easy to tackle Lusby in the open field.
No, she's a great runner, and she's tight, she's tough, she's muscular. Now Danico back about the 13-yard line in the shotgun. Looking for Lusby. It's complete. Lusby with some blockers gets across the 20 out to about the 23 or 24-yard line. Pretty nice gain on that play.
Second time we've seen that play. We saw it down in the red zone from Philadelphia. As we've seen now, Danico, the question mark going in, part of it was how was she going to be able to throw the football? 4 of 4 right now in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. Both quarterbacks throwing the ball very well. Danico gives. Here's Haskins, a little delay. Gets around the outside. Ooh, what a tackle. I don't know who got the worst of that.
I was about to say, what a tackle, but who ended up on their back? That's one of those nice job. And again, outside, Tommy, they're challenging the perimeter, which is not the strength of Chicago. If you want to make the tackle, so you want to play football, huh?
Yeah, Trisha Vandersilk and Brooke Finicky there on that stop. Talking to the Chicago coaches packed before the game, one of the things he talked about is Vandersilk, and he said had she been with the team all year, she was a late addition, she could have been the best player in her position as a defensive back. He's really impressed with how far she's come.
She'll hit, and she's going to have plenty of years to get back involved with it. Penalty flag.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. Number 5, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Now, I know you're on the road, and this crowd is obviously, people can tell, it's loud.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been here a couple times this year, and it's always, I mean, when we opened the season here, it was
Right,
unreal.
right.
The atmosphere is great here, but you just can't do that. The one thing I always say is just watch the ball. Watch the ball. When the ball moves, you move. Save yourself some penalties.
Danico with a fake, gets it to Lusby again. Lusby looking to cut back, gets inside Monet, and she's taken down right there. Great job, Brooke Finicky again, read that very well with a one-on-one takedown.
Yeah, you know what about that? Don't get caught gawking, Philadelphia. You got a runner, Lusby trying to don't get there. Oh, it's like Mikey in the Life cereal commercial. We'll let her do it. And they spiked the football. Nice job with 23 seconds to go. But you had a chance to block downfield the last play. Don't watch.
Yeah,
Get somebody
right.
in an opposite colored jersey.
Start on the snap.
23 seconds left. I also talked to Chandler Brown, the Philly coach, and one of the things he said was he thinks he can beat Chicago deep with their passing game. We haven't seen it.
Which
been
isn't
the short one.
Danico's strength. That's
Right.
exactly right. They're going to have to, before the game's over, throw it down the field.
Danico lines up, and she is looking deep. That's a wounded duck, and Kat Johns with the interception. Here she comes. She's to the 20, to midfield. She's got a lot of green, got one player to beat. Gets to the 10, to the 5, and takes this to the end zone. That deep pass backfires, and Kat Johns takes it home.
Look, the crowd going crazy. We said just the play before, not the strength. Because you call a deep ball doesn't mean you have to throw it there, Tom.
Right,
Now, you don't get single coverage. She's staring all the way where she's going to throw it. That's too easy for the defense. And then you throw it up there like somebody shot it during hunting season. Then Kat Johns, a great job on the return. You want to talk about momentum from the last touchdown, and now this will kill Philadelphia going into the locker room, giving up a touchdown like this. Now, coming out in the third quarter, they're going to have a choice to make. If they don't score early on in the third quarter, or the second half, excuse me, I can promise you that this game will be blown wide open. What a bad momentum switch, again, going for 2 points.
Pryor goes for 2 and goes in. The tank Pryor goes along the left side, and Chicago is now rolling. Boy, how quick does it happen, too?
Well,
look at Tasha Pryor. Watch this. The most muscular pose right at midfield, the tank.
She can play with the fellas.
Oh, she's done.
The middle linebackers don't want to mess with her. We got still more football to play.
This is Friday Night Football.
Well, terrific momentum for Chicago. Now, if you're Philadelphia, what do you do here? Do you try and get something, or you just say, let's go in?
You hand that ball off and get out of here. Go down on one knee. Don't allow yourself a return. We saw it last time, and Lusby's going to try to make a play.
Yeah, she's just going to run this clock out is basically what's going to happen. Looking for some opening.
Look at the effort by her.
Oh, she gets thrown hard.
Tommy, but you mentioned before how quickly the game turns around. I mean, Philadelphia had been matching them touchdown for touchdown, and had right there as a chance. Lo and behold, you turn an interception around. Let's see how the momentum carries into the second half.
Game is not over. They get the ball first in the second half. All right, defense, we need to step up and take control of the game just like we did at the end of the first
way
half.
to turn around and block for her.
Yeah.
I see girls hustling, blocking on that interception. Good job. Good job.
Hey, I just pulled her down so we would have just got a penalty. No, that was good.
Perfect.
I just pulled her down.
I'm going to tell you what.
What?
If I played on defense on this team, I would be fucking pissed off right now. We'd be so mad. So pissed off we'd ready to kill somebody in the second half. Absolutely, so pissed off. Nobody's going to drive on my defense. Nobody. So start acting like it. Seriously. Start bringing your A game. All hype. That's what we are. All hype. We got one big play on defense that's saving our ass. Start playing like it. All right? You guys are so vanilla, it makes me sick. Bring it. This is football. Let's go in the second half. Seriously.
Let's go. Time to go.
I like it. Coach Hack. He is great, isn't he?
He was hacked off.
He was hacked off. All right, halftime stats. You look, everything is just about the same all the way down. I mean,
who's winning the game by the stats, Tom? You don't know.
And the big one, turnover.
Called the turnover, and one big one that led to about a full-length return for a touchdown and great blocking down the field. But the statistics, that's why statistics are overrated.
Fireworks started early with this one. Offensive clinic by these two teams. 47 first-half points.
Cartabiano, great job running the football in. And then you get to Lusby, who may be the most explosive player in the league. Takes about 10 people to bring her down. And here's Dunmore. The hesitation move, the great patience. We just talked about she can go the distance every time. Big play person. Back to Lusby, getting it in. And here's Cartabiano, who's done everything perfect in the first half. Cat Johns for the huge play and the touchdown. And then this, Tommy.
The big play, that 14-point swing. The Cat Johns pick six interception returned 46 yards for the touchdown. She waited for her blockers. She read the field. First of all, made a great interception, read the field, and Chicago is rolling now. We'll take a break. Second half coming up.
This is Friday Night Football.
Men, finally a reason to love shopping. Log on to LFLshop.com for your favorite LFL team gear and merchandise. For the LFL fan on the go, simply go to LFLUS.com and download your favorite player and team applications. LFL Mobile, where true fantasy football meets your handset.
Tommy, your thong and boy shorts are in the mail for Christmas, buddy.
I like it. Kickoff hits the back wall, so it'll be Philly ball, 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Great coaches, Tommy, in the NFL in the past. A guy like Joe Gibbs preach. First series of the game, first series of the second half. You must come out. Philadelphia, a bonehead move at the end to give up the touchdown. Now we'll see how they respond, because this may be the most important series of the game for Philadelphia.
Of the year.
Because playoffs are on the line, and you don't want to chase Chicago, because they'll hand the football off and bury you.
Oh, they'll give it to Dunmore and Pryor and just, absolutely.
So Philadelphia, if you decided you want to have passion, gave up some stuff, your offense put your defense in a bind, you better respond now or you're going to be watching while we're at the Lingerie Bowl.
Danico gives. Here comes Lusby along the right side. Gets across the 20, out to about the 23-yard line. Very nice run.
Yes, and Tommy, you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You know, you don't.
Right.
And when you're playing Chicago, nice work. This is a gun right here. Loaded bullets is Lusby.
You're right,
so if I'm going
right,
to sink,
right,
at least give me a dinghy to sink in.
I'm going with my
That's
best
exactly
now,
right. Let me go down with my best player. Lusby should be the focus in the second half because the game, there's plenty of time to get back in it. You could score so quickly.
There's Lusby right behind, and that's where it's going to go. Comes along the left side. Look at her accelerate. Brooke Finicky and Nikki Lee on the stop, and that's very close to another first down.
If we showed you highlights of the entire game, most of the yards gained for Philadelphia have been on the perimeter. This is a great job of blocking by the receiver. Nice job sewing it up, allowing both of them, outside receiver and your inside slot person, to get on the defense and allow Lusby to get on the perimeter without holding, no penalty.
Danico, a little reverse. Here comes Haskins. Big hole up. Oh, what a shot.
That's Mama Say knock you out. LL Cool J to love that one. Now see how they created to be able to run inside, Tommy? Misdirection.
Yeah, right.
It started like they were going outside. You got mail. Take a look, running around like, am I on Philadelphia's team? Am I on Chicago's team?
That's Cat Johns
yes,
who got hit hard
Cat
there.
Johns just thinking, did I score a touchdown in the first half? What a great hit.
They're going through the A gap without going outside the guard.
There it is. There's that penalty.
Ran up the middle without getting outside. That's the call from the official.
I think Philadelphia tried to get outside, though. Look at this now. They just didn't get enough perimeter. You see how they tried to run outside? Yep. They created misdirection to get the Doom in there out of trouble,
right.
so you could spread them out. But you got to get outside the tackle box, basically to get inside those bean bags that we were talking about. You cost them 5 yards on a huge play, and you can't cost yourself on the road.
And Philly with a tough timeout here. 15:42 left. After a big penalty now, Sean, Philadelphia has got to answer, and they've got to get a couple stops.
Absolutely. And that's why it's going to be, we've talked about all year long about defense, tonight about their defense has got to be more passionate, like the nickname of the football team. But you have got to respond right now with some big plays. You don't like being in 1st and 15.
Here's Lusby, comes around the right side, gets away from one. Look at her follow those blockers, gets inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line, and she's still fighting forward.
Two things, if you counted, we talked about Lusby's touches in this football game. And they're going to wear her out in the second half, which is okay. The ball's not heavy, so give it to her.
Right.
But they run outside. If you charted the yards on how much they've gotten outside, and when Lusby touches the football, after the first contact, Tommy, she's getting yards 4 or 5 yards after initial contact. Now, one thing about Philadelphia, which they can't do, which Chicago's great at, is this no huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
They waste a lot of time in the huddle on Philadelphia's side. They've got to get to the line of scrimmage and start playing with more tempo and more passion.
Tammy Haskins back there with Danico, and that's where they're going to go. Here comes Haskins looking for an opening. Oh, she's found one. Lowers that shoulder, and she's in.
That's great football there.
Oh, yeah. How
Great
about
job.
that?
And they responded quickly. We still got 14 minutes and 49 seconds in the game. And on the road, you probably don't want to do a whole lot of talking until you get the lead. But a great job. They've run this play 3 or 4 times tonight. Bounces outside, and Haskins is not going to be denied at the goal line and gets in. And you see Cat Johns, when it's already in the end zone, said, I already took one punt.
Yeah, I'm going to deliver one back, yeah.
I got my touchdown. Somebody else tackle it. Now here, they're going for 2, and 20's in the backfield, Tommy. We saw him earlier score the 1-pointer at the 2-yard line without Lusby in the game. But that's Brandon
That's a
Jacobs
correction.
right there.
Philadelphia is going for a 1-point try from the 2-yard line.
I got a little money, says she touches it on this play.
They're going for 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is Lusby all the way here. Comes around the right side looking for an opening, and Cat Johns is right there again.
Cat Johns must have heard us broadcast about the hit she took from Haskins a few minutes ago. Steps up and takes on Lusby.
And now Lusby's hurt. Look at Lusby. She's hurt.
You want to win the game, keep 20 on the sidelines. Great job by Kat Johns, who took a punishing hit herself on this series earlier. Nice job of coming and wrapping up and holding on till her friends come. Kat Johns, nice job of responding after getting punished a couple plays earlier. I love that. And you don't want to have Lusby on the sidelines for this rest of this game.
She's got to be out there in the field. This is huge for Chicago now. Now you get a chance to come back and respond.
And Philadelphia did respond like they needed to, Tom.
Yep. They give it to Pryor. She looks for a little opening, gets about 2 yards on the carry. And no surprise, just what we talked about, it's going to be Dunmore and Pryor.
That's
right now, right?
Methodical, handing the football off. You know, we don't punt in this league, so you got 4 downs to get your 10 yards. And they have been in a situation, I don't think they faced a 4th down yet in this game, so they've been very efficient doing what everything Cartabiano has let them do in this football game.
Comes out to the right side looking for that option. She sees the opening, and she is into Philadelphia territory at the Philly 24-yard line. Ellie Cartabiano hasn't done anything spectacular. The one pass to Kat Johns was nice. She's just read the openings very well.
Give me an efficient quarterback who does something well every play. I don't need you to be great.
Timeout for media.
This is Friday Night Football.
Chicago on offense, and again, they love that no huddle. Cartabiano now goes back into the shotgun with backs on either side. Fakes the handoff. It's a keeper again, and again she makes a good read. Look at her just fight forward.
She's the best player on the field tonight. She has been the best player on this field tonight, throwing the ball for the one big home run and every option. Philadelphia is not hitting the quarterback on the option until she's 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. You have got to hit the quarterback every time. Even if she doesn't have the ball, when she pitches it, you got to knock her in the mouth every time. Cartabiano's doing a great job. If the defense isn't going to challenge, run the football.
Cartabiano under center. It's a give, goes to the left side. And Nikki Lee gets a couple yards. And let's take another look at this Philadelphia defense. Another great interior defensive team. Terrific tackling. They've led several key goal line stands, including a huge one last week against Tampa to preserve that win. They were just outstanding right down at the goal line. They just denied Tampa. We'll see if they can deny Chicago.
Unfortunately,
here.
this isn't Tampa.
Yeah.
This is a better football team, especially running it, but they're not defending the perimeter option, and here we go again.
Cartabiano now with a pitch. Look out! That's a dangerous pitch, but it's picked up by Chicago.
Only mistake I've seen Cartabiano make the whole night. And had she kept the football, she'd have gained 4 or 5 yards. But you can't allow your quarterback on the option to cross the line of scrimmage without taking a hit, Tom. And I can't emphasize that enough.
Right.
And Cartabiano has not been hit behind the line of scrimmage with the option. They ought to have a defensive end crashing down. And like I said, knocking her in the mouth. And even if you got to take a penalty, Tom, I don't try to hurt anybody.
Right.
But if you got to take a penalty to send a message, do it.
Absolutely. 2nd and 13 now. Some confusion by them. Cartabiano. Look at her. She's a little upset.
And
she wants the motion now.
And giving us some leadership tonight.
Fading back, looking into the end zone, steps up, little toss, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Dunmore, but it's incomplete.
You won't see that very often. Dunmore, somebody needs to put a video together about this. Does she teach at a fitness class? Look at how she's put together. She'll run over you, around you, but that ball right there, even though it was a little high by Cartabiano, still got to make that catch.
11 and a half minutes left. 3rd and 13 now. Big play for Chicago. Cartabiano fakes the handoff, throws. Juno, the Piranha Juno with it. She's to the 10, inside the 5, and I think she's just shy of the first down.
I'm not too worried if it's Chicago because every time they're inside that 5-yard line, we know their game's physical. Nice play action fake. Nice efficient throw. Get it out there and allow your June to get out there and get a chance to run the ball in the open field. But they are awfully close. Again, you have to go for it. We don't kick field goals or punt in this league, which I love. The quarterback, plus it takes pressure off the coach to have to make a decision.
Exactly.
Do we go for it? We know what we're doing, and this will either be an option down the line or pitch the ball to Dunmore and let her take it outside.
Let's see if it does. trips to the right side. They're following that trips. Here comes Dunmore, and she's almost untouched into the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, if we can call this from here, Philadelphia's got to see it. They line up in a trip set. You know what they're going to do, run to the strength, and that's exactly what they did with Dunmore. Celebration going on. It appears that Chicago's just a little too physical. Oh, one arm. I told you about the video. Get one out there, Saran. Nice. In the NFL, there'd be 24 flags, but we don't do that
exactly.
It's
I
fun.
love it. This
I
is
love
fun.
it.
That's what it's
No
about.
doubt. I agree. And again, they'll put that ball on the 5 and go for the 2-pointer. Cartabiano's been my MVP in this game, but Dunmore's not far behind.
And here is Dunmore. Cuts back, and there's no room. Somebody threw a shoe there, but Dunmore couldn't quite get in. 34-19 Chicago. 10 minutes, 24 seconds left, and Saran Dunmore is exhorting this big crowd. Look at her. She's having a ball.
2 touchdowns tonight by her. Boy, is she impressive.
Isn't she? Yeah. Oh,
I forget the touchdowns. I'm still looking at the one-arm push-up. Nice job by Philadelphia. Now, that's the way you're supposed to play. See, they're using that back of the end zone in the shorter part of the field there to be able to help themselves out, but they've got to do that in the open field because on the perimeter, the Chicago is just they're just too much.
They're wired up from Danielle Monet. And this crowd does respond.
I love the fact that you can high five a fan during the game.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a tough team to beat, especially at home. This is an unbelievable atmosphere.
Oh, this is.
I don't know how you handle Chicago. You can't make any mistakes if you're going to beat them at their place. You just
because if you do make a mistake with this ground game, they're going to eat up yards and they're going to put it
scored
in the
every
end zone.
possession, Tom.
They're going to put it in
every
the end
possession they score.
Danico looking long, and it is incomplete. Looking for Heather Perez.
Now, Tom, you're going to see one thing you don't want to do is try to force the ball down the field. I'm not so sure. There's still time now. You don't know if your defense can stop Chicago.
Right.
But don't start doing something that's not your strength. There's still 10 minutes to go. You don't have to get out of the game plan. You could still run the ball to Lusby and mix in that short passing game. But the weakness of this offense is throwing the ball past 10 or 15 yards. The two or three times they've tried to do it, we've seen them come up empty.
Tabby Haskins now back there deep, and she's going to get it. Nice block. Haskins gets out near midfield. She got a nice block right away, Sean, and read that very well.
I'd be in a no-huddle 2 minute, and I'd be running the football the whole time. I'd be running outside away from the interior of the Chicago defense, which is dominant. Get outside and run the football with Haskins and Lusby and run to your strength. There's still plenty of time, but get your butts out of the huddle. Get to the line of scrimmage and start playing football with tempo.
We don't see Lusby right now. I think we saw
Remember
her
banged
shaking
up the last series.
Yep. And they're just going with Haskins, and Haskins brings it around the outside and gets a couple yards.
Guys, you talk about you think you're tough. They're getting knocked into the boards, checked into the boards, forearm, and to me it looks like there's not a whole lot of padding on it, Tom.
No, there's not.
I mean, maybe I'm not watching the same game, but it doesn't look like a whole lot of padding around the rib cage to me.
You saw Brooke Finicky right there. Finicky is a terrific finisher. She can tackle. She just did on that last play. That triangle of doom is awfully tough.
Run, too.
Oh, yeah. Looking long, throws, and it is incomplete. Almost intercepted. It got tapped and almost got picked off.
You got to sell play action a little bit more. You've run the ball successfully. That's on Danico. She's got to sell the ball, but a nice job. But a tip ball in a defense, and very difficult to come up with when the ball's trajectory changes. Philadelphia obviously thinks they're going to have to throw the ball more to win the football game.
Danico under center. Fades back. She's looking to throw it again. Now rolls out. Looking long, throws, and it is tipped and incomplete again. Almost intercepted twice in a row.
Nice job by Chicago's defense. They're doing a great job of not allowing somebody to get behind them. We've seen on the other side on Cartabiano's fake for the touchdown to Cat Johns in the first half.
Right.
And then Chicago's just saying, okay, with the clock working against you, 7 minutes and 50 seconds, we're up by a couple touchdowns. You're going to have to make a huge play. We'll allow you to throw it underneath and we'll tackle you. But they're not giving up that long play, which is a great job by Chicago and making sure. And Chicago, Tom, you can tell, what a well-coached football team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those three guys do a terrific job. And now we got a timeout.
Timeout on the field, Chicago. That's their first and only of the half.
7:29 left, 34-19. We'll take a break with them. Chicago in the lead. Philly in a tough situation, 4th and 6. With the
This is Friday Night Football.
Well, this is a tough situation. You're Philly down 34-19, 7.5 left, and you've got 4th down and 6, and still we don't see Lusby on the field.
Must be hurt, Tom.
Yeah.
It's got to be, because your best football player can't be on the sidelines with the most important play of the football game.
Now here's an option. Diamond's looking deep, throws in, it's almost intercepted again. Catch-on's there, it's incomplete, and Chicago takes over on down.
Tommy, here's a couple things I don't like. Is one, if you're in 4th and 6, shouldn't your quarterback be the one throwing it, because that's normally the one? And the team obviously knows you're going to try to little trickeration or prestidigitation. That's a little sleight of hand every now and then.
Wow,
yeah.
those
hey,
are big words.
I'm not just a pretty face, Tom. Okay.
Are you sure?
Well, okay, but you know what? They've been running the football outside.
Right.
Give it to Haskins.
Right.
Has been running the ball well. You've got to play to your strength, and that's why Chicago, they always seem to do that.
Oh, and look at Chicago now. Thought about it. This is Cat Johns. She's going to come around the left side. Cat Johns was the backup quarterback early in the season, so they threw it to her. She was looking down the field, didn't see anything, tucks it and runs.
Nice job, center making a good snap there, and Cartabiano out, and Dunmore trying to make some blocks. And what does Cat Johns do? Reverse the field. But you know what? Keep the play moving, keep the clock moving. That's a positive
That's it.
3 or 4 yard gain.
That's all Chicago cares about right
Exactly
now.
right. I don't believe their scoring's done, though, Tommy. I believe you're going to see more of it.
Boy, why not? Give goes Dunmore, goes along the left side and just keeps fighting. Look at her just fight ahead. And she maybe got another yard or 2 out of that, something like that. Oh, she tough.
And limited, no turnover.
Yeah.
They have not laid the ball on the ground. They have not, they early in the game there was a muff snap that they got on it, but they have not turned the ball over to the other team, which is huge, and we saw the interception return for a touchdown. And Tom, that's proved to be the momentum switcher in this game at the end of the first half.
3rd down and 3. You'd think again this is a short yardage run here.
I'll stake my mortgage
on a pass.
A pass, yes.
Here's the throw. It's the Poles. Look at her go. She's inside the 10, down near the 5.
That will become a household name in this league. Poles is the most banged up also. Looks like she's grabbing her calf.
Got to be a cramp.
Damn it, Jim, I'm not a doctor, I'm a doctor. Hopefully she's okay, but I believe she may be the most underrated receiver in this league.
Yeah, I think you've got a real good point. Yeah, she's got
cramping up a little bit,
yeah.
maybe, Tommy? The way that they're, unless Dunmore, is she a doctor off the field?
I think that is the team doctor right there that's out there.
This is looks to be awfully painful.
Oh, you aren't kidding. Alex, let's break. We'll be back.
This is Friday Night Football.
Well, after that big run by Poles, it's down Chicago now, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, and Philly is staring elimination right in the face.
Every series they've scored on, Chicago, and they've run
Here's
this play to
Dunmore,
perfection.
and she's in again. Touchdown. And look at this. She's up. She's going into the stand. She's going to high-five some of the fans.
Don't go Ron Artest on him, no. No, she's giving some love. Don't just keep going. Just disappear like Bo Jackson did. Just disappear right out the tunnel and be gone. Grab Tommy a beer on your way out, too. I think Dunmore loves to play. What do you say about her? Tommy? She's been in the end zone 3 times. Touched the ball. Will block for you. Will celebrate. Doesn't she have a chance at the league MVP this year,
you
too?
got to
She's
think
been one of the
so.
top players
You
in
got
this
to
league
think
the whole
so.
year.
And to her, it's all fun. She's having a great time with everything. You can tell. She loves this game. Chicago this time going for one.
Coaches,
Ooh,
great
what a hit.
Great hit, but the coach is just going to keep, hey, you're going to celebrate right up the stands? Carry the football again, girl. Great job by Philadelphia. They've done a great job, Tom. We saw in that highlight reel, that package. They've done a great job when you're inside the 2 or 3 yard line. It's they haven't been able to prevent the 10-yard line.
Look at this hit by Perez. Boom! Nice job. Oh, yeah. Wow, 40-19 now with 5:28 left. And if you're Philly, anything you can do now. You need absolutely anything you can do.
You better have a no-huddle offense.
Let's go,
Better have a no-huddle offense.
Let's go,
Finicky there leading some cheers.
Love her. Did you hear me, Tom?
Yes, I did.
I loved her.
Okay.
I mean, just the way she plays.
Yeah.
That's all.
Sure. Sure.
It's 40-19 time. I'm coming up with everything I can.
All right, first down, Philly. And Lusby's back. That's good to see. And she'll carry it here. Little cutback. Looking to get outside. Does to the 20. Cuts back again. And then gets hit hard. And she'll go down. Nikki Lee, their Showtime Lee with the stop.
I like the way Lusby plays. They're down by
Look at her, she's still limping.
Absolutely, and coming out really doesn't, in a game like this, you're saying, well, maybe I don't want to risk further injury.
Big deal.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Your playoff hopes, and that's the way you're supposed to play. That's why you get paid, and that's why you do what you do.
Danico finds Perez with the pass, and she stops.
Tempo, Philly, tempo. Nice job. Danico's been great inside of 10 yards throwing the football.
Oh, she
We
has.
knew she was pinpoint underneath. She just had trouble throwing it down the field, but a nice accurate throw. Now Philly, get to the line of scrimmage. Let's go. Sense of urgency. Chicago's played with it, and they're up by 3 touchdowns.
Danico fades back again, fakes. Now she's going to run it and hold it. Johns knocks her down, but not sure quite what happened.
I know that the right corner, the left corner on the defensive left corner, decided she wanted to take on a receiver instead of tackle the ball carrier, making it personal a little bit. Well, you can do whatever you want when you're up 21.
I guess, yeah. With 4 minutes
Whatever you
left,
want. That's right.
Empty backfield behind Danico. She fades back, 3-step chop, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, just over.
7, Heather Perez.
Clock doesn't stop, and Philly, like you said, Phil, there's no sense of urgency here.
I mean, it's kind of lollygagging around the huddle. Come on, pick up the tempo. Now, this is either a team that hasn't prepared themselves and understand a no huddle, hasn't been coached to run it, or they're surrendering and know they're not going to win a football game.
Right.
Because when you're down by 3 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go, I need to run a play every 15 seconds. I got to get in and out of the huddle and get going.
Right. Danico, little pitch goes to the right side. It's caught inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. Kimberly Wheat there with the catch.
Yeah, hurry up now, Philly. Let's go. Get to the line of scrimmage and play some football. Stop this huddling up. I mean, the clock still runs until we hit 2 minutes. And even on an incomplete pass, it's running, so you can run.
Right.
So there's no sense in passing if your strength is running the football. Hand it off and get in the end zone.
Make some noise!
So you've got to score and you've got to stop the clock. Little pitch again to the right side and nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Libby Libator is right there for the stop. And you can see Philly is not in that hurry up mode at all.
This game
I don't get this. And if you're
get on your feet.
Philadelphia's players or coach, somebody's on the wrong page. Tom, like I said, I don't know how they're coaching this or what they're teaching, but to me, they're ill prepared for this situation.
And now they lose it, and it's back about the 10-yard line, and I think the 12. I think Chicago got it. I think Chicago came up with this. Look at the scrum at the bottom of the pile.
And it was 4th down anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Even if Philly recovers, it's Chicago's ball. Another unforced error. And when you're playing against, you can't go into New England or Indianapolis in the NFL and play like this. And Philadelphia's got too much talent to be going through this.
We got a break. We'll be right back. Chicago in control here. Cartabiano. Oh, look at this. They're going to throw the foot. Nope, she's going to run it. Brings it out across the 20 to the 25 to the 20, 15, 10. She's down to the 7-yard line. Ellie Cartabiano again, nothing fancy, just gets the job done.
Are there some hurt feelings in this game, or maybe
There
a little
might
dig?
be.
How about that? Instead of handing it off, they wanted to throw the football, but Cartabiano pulls it down. Really, Tom, I've only seen her make 2 mistakes tonight. And this one wants to throw it, but says, you know what? Quick decision.
Yeah.
Didn't waste any time making a decision, and then she gets it down there. We got 2 MVP candidates tonight. Dunmore's been one with her 3 scores, and Cartabiano's been nothing short of brilliant with her. Remember, folks, we've said it, she came off a concussion for this game. So she had to get her mind right and to play with confidence. This is the best leadership Cartabiano's shown all year long, and boy, what a good timing. And there she is, game MVP, 3 of 4, the big play, Tom, and 5 rushes for 70 yards.
Yeah.
And you made the point, great feet when we started this game.
Yeah, it was my vote, I think, that got her the MVP. Now here comes Dunmore, and she's in again for the touchdown.
Well, Dunmore may have a Christmas argument with 4 touchdowns.
Oh, with that? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we did that a little early. Is that what you're thinking?
But you know what? I think
How about
Dunmore
do it?
says. I think Dunmore is a big enough team player to say, you know what? My 4 touchdowns speak for themselves. And when the season's over, I may be hoisting an MVP trophy myself.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, my. Look at this. Little celebration.
This is not a poor team that Chicago's beating up on.
Right. Oh, Philly was
Philadelphia's a good football team.
Philly was #1 in the preseason
Yes.
in the East.
This is a good football team, and they're beating them up and down the field. Every series they've scored on, and now they'll go again for 2 points.
Cartabiano fumbled it and should just pick it up here, and that'll do it.
Isn't it nice, Tom, even though we don't come, every time you touch the ball, you can hit the end zone?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Chicago's in control here. Hey, join us New Year's Day for another type of bowl game as the undefeated Dallas Desire visit the Pacific Northwest. A great Western Conference battle against the Seattle Mist, who need a win desperately to keep their playoff hopes alive. #1 Desire versus the Mist, New Year's Day.
If you haven't seen Dallas play, that's a good treat, because they're another team. With Linda Brenner, their quarterback, that can throw the football and they can run it. They've got some star power on that team, and they're well coached also.
Exactly.
This league could do worse if you see Dallas and Chicago butt heads.
Would
Good
that
day.
be something?
But
Would
Miami's
that be-
got something to say, because they've got a passing game and a receiver there.
And Seattle, you can't count out Seattle. Their line play
Sneaky, aren't they?
has been terrific. Yep.
Sneaky. So we've got a lot of Philadelphia folks. This is a good football team that's just getting beat by a great football team.
Yeah. Danico lost it, trying to get it back. She did. And now there's Danielle Monet with the tackle.
I liked it a lot, Danielle.
Absolutely.
How'd you like that? I liked it a lot. Philadelphia may not like it.
Oh, she's having fun.
This team always has fun.
They do. They
Celebration. When it rains, it pours. And it is actually a lot of
It's
snow
poor.
outside. The
It's
snowball's
poor,
rolling
yeah.
downhill.
It would be rain in the south. It is almost a blizzard condition here in Chicago. Now Danico pitches. And they'll get a few yards there. That's Diamonds.
Philadelphia still battling, but a couple things that they've got to improve on. They've got to get a quicker offense, more tempo.
Yeah.
And like I said, they haven't matched their name with the passion on either side of the ball, because they've got some really good athletes. And I know they're well coached, but somehow with this hurry up and no huddle offense, they no tempo and no sense of urgency in this game.
Oh, what
hello.
a shot. Oh, my. Deborah pulls, and look at this. Here we go. You talked about hurt feelings, brother.
It seems to be that Philadelphia is trying to fight after every good hit Chicago lays on it. But this time, a little celebration. Oh, there you go. Hello. There's no penalizing for it. They get penalized for taunting. What a great hit. Okay, so the hit. There you go now. Philadelphia's getting pounded around. Oh, and then Deborah Cole steps up with a little forearm or a little palm into the chest, huh?
Yeah, and that'll do it. 46-19, a dominating show by Chicago. Both teams over 200 total yards, and those turnovers, that's where it starts, right, brother?
Passion, there's no question about it. You can't win games on the road, turning it over. There's your Eastern Conference champions and a very good team, as good a team as you'll see in any conference. And Dallas got something to say about that, but I can also tell you turnovers will kill you, and that's what happened tonight.
All right, how about that? Big win for Chicago. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.